To the start of yet another Masechta in the Mishna Yomis cycle, Masechtas Taanis, I want to say about learning Mishnayos in Elul. The Sefer Oitzer Aployis in this week's parsha records that the Chassam Sofer put a tremendous emphasis on learning Mishnayos in Elul. Now, of course, what the Chassam Sofer did is not accessible to most of us. People noticed that he stayed in the Beis HaKnesses a long time after Shachris, which was not his normal custom. And people that checked it out saw that he learned Chai Prokim Mishnayos, 18 Prokim Mishnayos in the morning after davening. You know, if you learn 18 Prokim Mishnayos a day, you finish Shas Mishnayos in 30 days. So he learned Chai Prokim. Oh, Shelley is now getting interested. He learned Chai Prokim Mishnayos every morning because he said in Elul we're very focused on our neshama, and Mishna is Oisiyos neshama. So he learned Chai Prokim. It's really extraordinary, the learning of Chai Prokim. I was very close years ago when I was in Dishner's, when I was in Sun Circle, and I would daven often by the Skolya Rebbe. So he would tell me, also I heard this from the Skolya Rebbe's father, Rebbe Rabinowitz, Zichroino Levracha, Skusi Yagan Aleinu, who was a Talmud of mine in the 14th Avenue Aguda. He lived right next to the 14th Avenue Aguda, and he came to my Daf Yomi, and he told me his heilige father, the present Skolya Rebbe Zayda, used to learn in the night Chai Prokim Mishnayos. Amongst all the other things he learned Chai Prokim Mishnayos, 18 Prokim. Now we can't learn 18 Prokim, at least I'll speak for myself, not for the other people here, but we could learn 2 Mishnayos a day. And when we learn 2 Mishnayos a day, it's also good. Remember I told you that it says in the Hakdama to the Medrash Talpiyos that Usher stands at the door of Gehenim and doesn't let anybody in who regularly learns Mishnayos. That's what it says. May Usher Shmeina Lachmai. And Shmeina is Oisiyos Mishna. So it's a very great investment to learn Mishnayos every day. And you just heard Rabbi Yisrael Fisher telling me that he's on. That means that he is, together with his Eishes Chayil, are sponsoring once again Masechtas Taanis, Lino Nishmas Basia Bas Rabbi, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain, and Neshama Shadav and Aliyah. We're also sponsored Lino Nishmas Chasia Bas Shlomo, Lefu Shalem Fel Yomis ben Chayesara, in the schus of Avram ben Yamin Beinish ben Malki Yehudis. We are sponsored by Yoel Klugman and family with the full shalema for my Shver Avigdor Aryeh ben Rivka and Meir ben Chayesar. They should have a full shalema b'seit Shachal Yisrael. So the Mishnah starts off with the topic of rain. Now, rain is a subject of Taanis because there were droughts, and when there were droughts, they instituted systemized fasts. But first, we get into the topic of rain in general. When do we mention the might of rain? Now, this doesn't mean yet a request for rain. It means mentioning the might of rain. Rain is considered mighty because with one act, it brings sustenance to tens of thousands of things. When it rains, how many squirrels and rabbits and cats and dogs lift themselves up thirstily to the water? How many plants are revived? And of course it fills up our reservoirs. So from when do we mention Mashiv Aruach Amorid Agoshim in the bracha of Gevura? The middle bracha of the first 3 brachas is of course Ata Gibor, it's the Gevura of Tchias HaMesim. So Me'amasai Mazkirin Gevuras Geshamim, Rabbi Eliezer Aimer Miyam Tov Arishin Shel Chag, from the first day of Sukkot. Rabbi Yeshua Aimer Miyam Tov Achron Shel Chag. No, Rabbi Yeshua says It's not good to have rain on Sukkot. It shows that Hashem is angry and He's not happy with our mitzvah. So therefore, do it at the end of Sukkot. And Amalei Rabbi Yeshua said, "Hoyel ve'ena gesham melasimin klal b'chag." Since rain is a sign of curse in the Chag, it shows that Hashem doesn't want our mitzvah. Lama maskir, why should we mention rain? Amalei Rabbi Eliezer says, we're not asking for it, we're just praising Him. Afani lo yamarti lishol, I'm not saying to ask, el lahaskir mashiv haruach ha'morid hageshem ba'inasai. In its time. Amalei, so he says, well, if you're saying that it makes no difference, you're not saying you want the rain, you're just praising Him for the rain, then im kein la'ilam yei maskir. You should do it all the time. Elamai, you're doing it at the season when rain is good, which is between Sukkot and Pesach, so therefore do it at the end of Sukkot. Rabbi Eliezer holds that it's okay to start mentioning it a little bit before when you want it to come. Now, Ein Shoyalin es ha-geshamim el-samach le-geshamim, and here again, when it says Ein Shoyalin, it's still not referring to saying Talamot Levracha. Rather, as the Rab says, Hainu Ein Maskirin es ha-geshamim. Here we're still not talking about the petition for rain, but just the mentioning of the quality of rain. And it's a Stam Mishna like Rabbi Yeshua, that we only do it near the time when we want the rain. Rabbi Yehuda specifically says, the one who davens on the last day of Sukkot, on Shmini Atzeres, ha'achroin masker, in Musaf, you say Mashav Haruach. Ha'rishain, but the Baal Shachris ain't a masker. Right? That's what we do when we bench Geshem. Right? We bench Geshem, we do it at Musaf. And B'Yom Tov shel Harishon shel Pesach, on the first day of Pesach, Harishain masker, the first one, the Baal Shachris still says Mashav Haruach HaMorid HaGashem. Ha'achrain, the Baal Musaf, ain't a masker, doesn't say it anymore. Ad Eimosai Shoyalin es ha-geshamim. And here, Rabbi Yehuda says different. Rabbi Yehuda said that you do it in Shachris of the first day, but not in Musaf. The Gemara says that there's two Tanoim arguing what Rabbi Yehuda holds. This version, Rabbi Yehuda says that you say it until the end of Pesach. Rabbi Yehuda, Pesach. You say Mashav Haruach, you say the same Talamot Levracha. Here we're talking about the same Talamot Levracha. He holds you say the same Talamot Levracha until the end of Pesach. All the days of Chalamoid. Of course, we don't hold that way. We start saying the same bracha at the beginning of Chalamoid Pesach. Rameir says, Ad sheyetze Nisan. We say, ask for rain until Nisan is over. Shenemar, because it says, V'yorid lachem geshem moiro malchish. Rain came down. Now there's two major rains in Eretz Yisrael. The first one is the Yaira, the Moreh, and the second one is the Malkish. So, Shenema v'yorid lachem geshem moiro malkish berishin. There was a time that both the first rain and the second rain came down in Nisan. So therefore it's a time of rain even in Nisan. Now, others hold not that way, because others hold that was only at that time, it was a special miracle. It was a special miracle in the time of Yoel. There were 3 years of drought, and Yoel said that there would be a miraculous double rain in Nisan in a way of nace, but that's not usual. In normal times, rain that late in the season is not beneficial, and therefore you shouldn't say v'sein Talamat Levracha until Pesach is over. Again, we want to thank you very, very much for joining us. Remember, 8:05 tomorrow we start the daf, and have a wonderful evening.